Strategy tester. Here's one tool that I wish I had understood when I started trading. And the main reason is that the strategy tester allows you to go back in time. So it allows you to go through history and play it out like it's in real time. So this really allows you to go through an intensive test of your strategy. So it will help you actually master things like your entry for trades. It also helps you with mastering your protection orders, which are your take profits and your stop loss levels. Right, so you're really getting into your strategy and practicing it as if it's the real thing. So in essence, you end up gaining a lot of experience in a short space in time. Okay, even though it's old things that have happened, they're actual events that happened and actual movements that happened in the market, and this could help you prepare yourself for future and present trades. Okay, because then you start gaining confidence in the trading system that you're using and start gaining experience, and this could be the one thing between you winning a trade and losing a trade, is by you having enough confidence and experience in your trading system to see it through. Okay, so if I had this tool back then, I swear by now I would be so far further than where I am currently. Alright, so there's a lot of settings to go through, but nothing is complicated. I think everything here is actually straightforward. So I've got a list of rules or a list of steps that you have to go through to set it up so that you can run the ultimate test. So let's zoom out and see. So there we go. We've got a list of 9 steps. Let's get this pink pen over here. Step number 1 states that you have to select the type of test that you want to run. You can run a test on an indicator, or you can run a test on an EA. An EA is simply a robot or an automated, semi-automated trading system. So this would mean here, this is step 1. So we chose an indicator here. Step number 2 is then to select the actual indicator or EA that you want to test out. So in this case, our indicator is the RSI. So that was step number 2. So here, indicator RSI. Alright, the first step then says change the EA or the indicator's property if need be. Important, if you need to change it. So if you wanted to use different settings on the RSI and test that out, you would then go for step number 3, click on indicator properties and change what you want to change. Step number 4 is then select the currency or the symbol to run the test on. So this is step number 3. So we chose here GBP USD as the currency or the pair that we want to test on. Step number 5, so that's step number 4, not 3. Okay, so this is step number 4. So step number 5 says select the time frame that you want to be testing on. So in this case, we chose the H1 time frame to test on. So this is then step number 5. Step number 6 then says select the control point as the model. So basically the model is how fast, so you can say here speed if you forget. So this is the speed in which we want the market to play out. So control point is the one in the middle. So this is step number 6. Okay, so you can choose step number, you can use control points, and you should use control points if you're testing out manual strategies where you're not using your robot or things like that. Then step number 7 says tick on use dates to select the date range. So you can choose from and to. So basically make sure that this section here has been ticked so that you can select the date. Like I chose here the 1st of August 2019 as my from date, and I chose to go all the way up to 2020, the 24th of February. That's the to date. So this is my range. Okay, then step number 8, make sure that your visual mode has been ticked. So this is that. Alright, so this is step number 7, this is step number 8. If your visual mode is not selected, you won't see the chart play out. So make sure this one is ticked. Okay, So by ticking this, you are basically saying that I want to see the chart visually. I want to see the bars build up and all of that. So we'll take an example. We're going to go straight to the MT4 after this and show you how to apply this and how it would work for you. So the last step then, step number 9, is to press start and begin testing. So this is then your last step, step number 9. So after hitting start, it should then start on the 1st of August 2019 and then start playing out the chart on the GBP USD. Okay, so let's go straight to the MT4. Let me show you how the strategy tester would work in actual life. So let's look at this example. If you come up here next to your terminal and you click on here, the strategy tester will pop down below your chart. Alright, so all you have to do is grab it where it says tester and drag it to the middle, and you should see the window shrink. As soon as you see it shrinking, just leave it. Alright, it will then be detached from the bottom of the chart to the center of the chart. The first thing you should do, I know most of yours would look like this, where you can't see anything. Just put it to the corner and stretch it all the way out so that you can see everything, just like in our previous illustration. Alright, so basically there's step 1. I'm going to select what I want to test. In this case, I want to test an indicator. And if I press here, step number 2 is then selecting the type of indicator that I want to work with. In this case, I want to work with the moving average. So I'll select custom moving averages there. Then I can then change the properties. So if I go under indicator properties, this window should then pop in. So then I want to test the 50 moving average. So I'm going to put the 50. So I'm changing the period that I want. I'm going to keep everything else pretty much the same, and I'm going to hit OK. So I change the properties to what I want them to be. Then step number 4 is then selecting the currency that I want to be testing on. Let's say in this case I want to test on USD CAD. Okay. The time frame that I want to be testing my moving averages on is on the H4 time frame, for instance. Okay, and then the model that I want to use is then control points. As you can see, it's the choice in the middle. Okay, if you use every tick, this is too slow. All right, it's great if you want precision work. It's too close to the real thing so that it takes too long for the market to move. If you use control points, it skips some of those steps, so it doesn't feel too off, but it's actually a very nice speed to work with. And open price is the fastest speed that you can use here. So in essence, I love using control points, and I recommend that you can try all the other ones and see what the difference is. The date that I'm going to be using is from the 1st of August all the way down to today's date, which is the 3rd of March 2020. Okay, I selected visual mode because I want to see the chart, and I'm not going to use skip to. So the last step at this point is then to just press start and start testing out the moving average. So let's hit start and see what happens. So as soon as you press start, you can see that in the background things are moving. If you press this button here, it'll pause the whole thing, so everything just stops. Okay, if you press the pause button, then everything will start playing once again. So let's pause for now. Just don't press stop. Stop means you want to end the test. Alright, you've seen enough and you don't want to see anymore. So in this case, I just paused it, and then you can click on the strategy tester button again so that it disappears. So let's customize our chart to the way we want it. So go to properties, colors, color scheme, black and white. I don't want to see the grid line, and I think everything else is okay. All right, there we go. I want to see my candle sticks. Okay, so here's my moving average. If you right click on it, you'll see that the moving average is red, has a thin line, and has no style. Okay, so I'm going to use a thicker line. Let's use 5, make it very thick. Okay, the import's 50. Since we selected 50 from get-go, you can't change the input because that's how they set on the strategy tester. So I'm just going to click OK. So let's zoom out a bit so we can see more details here. So that's how your moving average looks. And if you want to see how it is going to be performing, all you have to do is click on strategy tester, let it play out. Okay, let me just shrink this window a bit, which you also can do. Alright, so if I press here, everything just stops. If I press there again, everything just starts playing. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see. Pause, play. Alright, if you take this to the left, if you scroll it to the left, you can see that the chart starts slowing down a lot. Okay, if you go towards the right, the chart starts increasing in speed. Okay, so 31 is usually my comfort speed. If you go higher than that, the chart might move too fast. Let me show you. So you see that moved way too fast. So 31 is usually my highest speed. At this point, you can then see how you could be working with the strategy tester. So in this case, we're seeing the moving average is tilted downwards. So we expected that the market will then sell from this point, but now it looks like it's taking an upward tilt. So I'm expecting that if we touch this red line, the market should continue moving upwards. Let's see what happens. Zoom in a bit more. So the tilt is up. I'm expecting that the chart will move upwards. Come on, just touch the line, just touch it. There we go. So we just touched the red line. I'm expecting the market to go back up once they get above this because of the upward tilt on the moving average. Let's see how it plays out. And coming down again, so still expecting them to move up from here. Basically, this really allows you, and you can already see how it's going to help you test yourself and make sure that you understand your strategy to the core. There's not much to it. That's all I want you to see. I want you to see how to apply it. I want you to go choose the indicators that you want to work with and start testing yourself and see if you really understand your strategy to a point where you trust yourself with your own decisions. So that's pretty much it for the strategy tester. Until we meet in the next video, leave me your comments below. Let me know if there's anything else I could have added so that I could have made this a topic that's much more understandable than it is already. So until we meet in the next video, peace.